Oh my God, what is this? Что это значит? Okay, guys. I'm Viktor Yanukovych. Here's my plan. The side or the side? This или нет?
This side.
Oh, no, both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Новий інструмент.
Oh. It's Good morning, guys. Today, I am in the former president's house, Yanukovych, and this is his garage. Like, it's insane, because I've actually been here 3 times, and I've never even seen this part of the property, because it's so gigantic. The estate is so gigantic. It's over 350 acres, and it's right on the banks of the Dnipro River, just outside of Kyiv, and it has amenities like a yacht pier, a equestrian club for horse riding, a shooting range, a tennis court, and an entire private forest just for hunting. They also have a automobile kind of car museum with tons of exotic cars, a golf course, and even an ostrich farm. And actually, I just realized that's part of his farm. Let's take a look at these. I completely forgot. I didn't even know he had ostriches on his property. How crazy is that? But what's even crazier, and the reason why I'm actually making this video here today, is Yanukovych wasn't just a, kind of pro-Russian president.
Принял решение по докладу своих спецслужб. Это было его право и его дело. Он со мной не советовался. Я ему, конечно, благодарен за то, что он дал такую команду, и нам, моей охране, способствовали выполнить эту задачу, вывести меня.
He's also been in hiding in Russia for the last, however, 10 years or so.
Mr. Yanukovych denies allegations of embezzling state funds or of hiding millions of dollars in foreign bank accounts. But when protesters overran his opulent residence on the outskirts of Kiev, what they found appeared to confirm their suspicions that he'd used his time in office to enrich himself.
He was the one that they wanted to bring back to replace Zelensky with. So this was all part of Putin's plan, was to take Kiev in 3 days, reinstall Yanukovych, and then put him back in power. But you're going to see in this video why that would have been a terrible idea, because all you have to remember is this entire property was built on taxpayers' money. And you're going to see the opulence and the waste that he stole from the people. And this is why Ukrainians have suffered so many years, even before the war. Yeah. Cool. This is even before we get inside.
Still dry?
You know what? I'm pretty sure all these cars are just rotting away. Nobody's driving them. All right. Welcome to Jay Leno's garage.
Too much. To me, the perfect road car is this, the F1 McLaren. It has that sort of element to it a little bit, but...
Oh, it's cool. What are these? I've never seen this.
Soviet car produced in Soviet Ukraine.
Oh, cool. Moskvich? Moskvich 401.
Yeah, it's
1950s.
just internal name of this car, Moskvich. Kind of copy of Porsche.
Oh, really?
They have engine right here,
in the back.
just like Porsche.
Yeah.
They have this thing so engine can breathe. So here is no radiator or something. Just literally directly through here, car engine cools down and breathes.
The Soviet Porsche copy.
Soviet Porsche, yeah.
And this is a badass car. This looks like one of those gangster cars, but this is an old Ford. What's crazy for me is I love the cars. I've been to a lot of car shows. I've seen a lot of car collections. But I've never seen any of these cars before. Like, not even photos of them or videos of them. These are really unique cars.
The middle road. This 1, 2, 3, it was for everyday use.
Everyday use?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, these are badass cars. Like,
And then these are the collection.
this is a very Soviet car, guys. If you've never seen a Soviet car, this is it. This one's not Soviet. Where is it? Show me where it's Soviet car. So this one you could tell was made in Ukraine. It has the colors on it.
Yeah, they did some tuning, so they added from Subaru Legacy some parts. I don't know which exactly.
So I'm pretty sure these right here are kind of like his limousines. They're these huge kind of black cars. The ones parked here for easy access. These are the ones that he just daily drove, like if he wanted to go somewhere. And then the ones on the sides are the classics, just part of the collection. Yeah, this is like his presidential car, I'm sure. Oh, look at the inside. It looks, no, I don't think so, but they're like Rolls-Royce interiors. Oh, they spelled Miss Sheriff wrong. Yeah. I told you it looks Soviet. Like it's like a Soviet person trying to design like an American. Shidif. It's a Shidif.
But I love the symbol. It's so Soviet.
Yeah, it's like a.
But they got police, right?
Police is easy to
He
spell.
wants to share a story of this.
Please, shout sir. But these are the old military cars. Oh, this is an amphibious car. That's a Reba. Yeah. Reba Machina. Look how crazy these are. Like, look how, it's hard to explain how wide this is. I'm a really wide guy, okay? So let's say it's how many Johnnies this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 Johnnies. Which for a car is really wide. Oh, it's also very long. Okay, let's see. Let's check.
Want to check?
Okay, so in Johnny lanes.
Oh.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 salutes.
9 Johnny salutes?
9 Johnny salutes. That's no reference to the other people who were saluting. But that was the best way I could walk. Ariacha, Ariacha, da 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 da. There's no possible way. I can barely get under that way. All right. Cynthia wants to say bye to the ostrich before we leave.
Oh, he smells terrible.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. Whoa, my God. Oh. The residence is so big that we have to drive around because we never see it in one day. Wow.
Cut in this hill.
Why did they attack here?
They did.
Huh?
They did. They attacked
Russians?
this. Yeah.
Why?
They planned to return Yanukovych back here.
Okay. And there was defenses here.
Yeah.
So as we drive around, you can see that this isn't just like a house with a yard. It's a whole territory. It's surrounded by hills and mountains. So it's a really big territory. So it's basically a city in a city. So this is actually the front entrance.
Oh, cool. This is where he recorded his videos.
Oh,
Talking to
wow.
Ukrainian nation.
This is like the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is his set. That's crazy, right? Okay, guys. I am Viktor Yanukovych. Here's my plan, okay? You see this? This, now Ukraine. If you bring me back to office, I give it to Russia, I give some to Moldova, I give some to whoever wants it, I give it. Just give me money and it's yours. Let's go.
You give everything away.
Yeah.
As long as you get rich.
Okay, so
First thing we're gonna legalize.
yeah. Tell me. This guy's eating.
I'm not gonna
You guys
go
get on the
there.
channel, but something.
Something and then something and then something.
But it's crazy. Like this is I mean,
cool.
yeah. I sometimes I forget. Like when I'm here, I'm like, oh, it's just like a tourist attraction because it has been for the last couple of years. But really, it's like
This is like this.
his presidential palace. This is literally where he sat to give his TV interviews. Like journalists here. Cynthia, you gonna be a journalist?
Whoa, look at that. Light letter.
Wow, yeah.
That's gonna be light journal.
Okay. Ask who you with?
I'm with the Washington Post.
Okay.
Well,
And what's your question for the president?
Don't put me on the spot. I'm terrible at this.
Okay, advisor. What are we gonna talk? What's the topic? So, guys, we're gonna reenact this. Okay, so this is why we came here today. Imagine like this is the actual president, right? This is like Zelensky. That definitely doesn't look like him. Doesn't act like him. But like just sitting in that place.
He's a funny
right?
guy like me.
There was somebody, the actual president, Yanukovych, who was kicked out or on hiding how many years ago? Since 2014.
2014.
He's been basically hiding in
8 years.
Russia 8 years, and then they wanted him to return and become like the president again.
Most likely, people talking about this that as a president, but most likely they just wanted to return him back in his house, back here. Yeah, I'm not sure if he would survive as a president again, to be honest. But at least to return him to his own house, right?
Yeah.
That was the plan. They brought him from Russia to Minsk, to Belarus,
Just
when
to be
the war
close.
started. So be closer. When they take over his residence, they will return him by helicopter here.
Wow.
That was the original plan.
So guys, this is a reenactment.
Okay. Yanukovych, я тут, эй, get down. Okay, get down. Okay. Guys, слышите, братись. I'm back in office. Actually, some bullshit. The Ukrainians are so happy that the Russia we came here and we killed some people. Don't worry about the kids. We had some predictions that in this 3-year-old kid he will become Nazi when he's old. So that's why we kill all the kids. Don't worry about this. What's important is Yanukovych back in his office. Give Russia money. That's what they wanted. Right?
All gas, oil, everything.
Yeah, this was their original plan. Who knows if it would have been Yanukovych or someone else, but that was what Russia was hoping for, was that in 3 days, Kiev would fall, that the Ukrainians would be like, oh, thank you so much for saving us, just come into Kiev.
From the Nazis.
Thank God that didn't happen. Thank God we have a real president, and that's like strong, and he's grown stronger. I think people like him, love him even more now.
For sure.
So, for now, this will remain a bullshit fake office that it is. Hopefully forever.
5 minutes for Johnny.
Okay, make a mockery of this office, because that's what it is. Okay, what do you want to say to the people? Miss Merkel.
Sitting here, I already feel like a clown. But
But if you ever wondered what it looks like to be behind the scenes, this is what it is. I've heard that phrase a few times. Was it Ruski Kalabro? Ruski.
Русский корабль, иди нахуй.
What does that mean? If you were collaborating with.
Russian warship, go fuck yourself.
Oh!
That's what this
там типа
border guard.
That's what my socks say.
Ruski
корабль.
didn't know what it meant.
No, I forgot. I have to see the picture. Oh, you know what? On this side or this side? Is this или нет? Is it here? Oh, no, both sides.
Yeah.
военный корабль.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks great with this flag on the background. But just to keep it, is every month is $1.5 million.
Dollars, not grivna.
No.
That's insane, right?
And those guys who take care of this now to try to keep it as national park and a museum of corruption, they can fit in 2 million grivnas
Wow.
to keep this. So they themselves spend 2 million grivnas to keep it in this condition.
So as you guys can see, this property is gigantic. And literally we've been driving around because it's so big. And that's the only reason why I've even been able to see what we've seen today. Because did I tell you this is my 3rd time here? And I've never seen half of what we've seen.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you do before?
I mean, like you just walk around the grounds. It's so big that you barely have time to see everything.
That looks like something like a Caligula would have had.
Yeah. So this just shows how much wasted money that was here
Look at this.
for no reason.
It's like Roman-esque.
Yeah. How insane is this? How much? So as you can see, the opulence here. Luckily, they stopped Yanukovych from having this be his house, his residence, because it was just a waste of money, of taxpayers' money, or of just like the Ukrainian budget's money.
Stole it from the Colosseum.
He stole this from Rome?
We're going to say that.
I don't know. Either way,
I have no idea.
it doesn't matter. Either way, like this place is just wasted space, wasted money, and for the last 7 or 8 years or so, it's been kind of a tourist attraction where you can pay some money to get in. But honestly, it's not very expensive, and it's so expensive to maintain this. So now they're trying to figure out a way to keep it going, but also as a reminder. I mean, the nickname of this place is actually the Museum of Corruption, and you're going to see as we go inside why it's called that. It's a reminder never to let anyone have that much power, because money gets squandered. I mean, the only other person I've heard of in history who's done something like this is the Sultan of Brunei, who just like wasted so much money, and then now the country's poor. So, and it's multiple floors too, so it's way bigger than it actually looks from here.
It's multiple floors down as well, and as he said, they have some secret tunnels that they still cannot open them.
Wow.
Because they need some code special. Yeah, some of them they cannot open. Some of them they open, but some of them they cannot.
Здравствуйте, добрый день. This is my first time in here, guys.
Everyone has his own front here in Ukraine now. Someone has economical front, someone has the actual military front, and someone take care of museum, keep everything in good condition. So he take care of this specific.
It looks good. Я вышел, это шоу красиво.
Щоб ви поняли, він втік вночі, я прийшов ранку. Янукович.
The Yanukovych, the former president, escaped at night, and he came in the morning. Actually,
Wow.
they probably escaped because they knew that they will
А в
come here.
будинок зайшов на другий день.
And he entered this house on second day after Yanukovych. For 8 years, so they took over this. Right? And they kept it, and for 8 years, when this previous president Poroshenko was president, they asked them, like, please put it on the balance of the country, so the government can take care of this place, this museum, this house, because it's ridiculously expensive to keep it
Yes.
in this
Чому
condition.
так? Тому що вся
The
Україна
government never did that.
І приклад, яка багата країна.
This is because this is an example how actually rich Ukraine is, and where all the money went before the war started. Not in 2022, but in 2014. Because for us, war started when Russia first invaded Crimea, and since then, the war never stopped. So this is example. This is a museum that shows how big the scale of corruption was before the revolution started, and against what this revolution was. Against this crazy corruption.
Янукович говорив, що він живе на пеньочках.
From 2008 till 2011 was over $2 billion invested into this place.
Wow. I see like
That's one of the dining rooms.
Шкура від справжнього крокодила.
That's actually real crocodile.
Собі об'єкти в лапках держави. Якби Сталін приїжджав з Москви в той час в Київ, він би знаходився тут на території.
Okay. The history of this specific place is that after the war, Second World War, Stalin used this place to build kind of KGB property, hidden property that no one has access to. And if, let's say, Stalin would continue living a bit longer, if he would visit Ukraine, he would stay in this place.
Wow.
So this is the history of this spot. It was KGB hidden secret object originally, and even when he became president, when he got all this territory in his hands and he used that, people who maintained this, who were entering this territory, they actually had to cover their eyes. Then they bring them here in truck, and then they can see what's going on. But no one allowed to see the way here.
Wow, this is actual snakes?
Yes.
That's crazy. All this wasted money. Oh, I just realized it's not just one pot.
No, it's five of them. Five.
Wow. I guess if you're gonna waste money on one, you might as well waste money on more of them.
No, those are all like new made, but everybody obviously lied to this dumbass that everything is antique, old school.
So he didn't know any better.
He didn't know any better. He didn't barely have anything originally old.
But he paid the price for it.
Yeah,
Originally old.
he paid
Wow.
the price for it.
Мозаїка мармурова,
This mosaic also is very
зроблена в
expensive.
Україні
Yeah.
нашими майстрами, але йому доносили.
This is supposed to be some ancient piece, but he just overpaid for it. That's crazy.
He paid for everything.
Alright. This place is so big, guys. Like, it's ridiculous. So this is the...
It was made like this by 2011.
So this is his personal cinema here.
Yeah.
So I think the funniest thing about this opulence is that he overpaid and wasted people's money. Because, you know, it wasn't his money anyways. He's just stealing it from Ukraine. You know, that they could have used this money to build like roads or schools or airports and infrastructure, but still he's like, I've got no money. You know, just, you know, oh yeah. And he probably just said to some, you know, his guys, yeah, I want like a authentic Lancelot armor, like this one. Make sure like this one is worn by Sir Lancelot himself. Turns out it's just like made in, I don't know, China or something. The fact that he even saw this was like, oh yeah, this looks like it's 300 years old. I'm like, I can tell you this wasn't.
It's a nice dent. That's about it.
Of course he has an elevator. Oh, it's a nice elevator. This is a nice elevator.
Ooh, look at this. Now this is nice.
І відбудує. How many people?
Even if they will destroy the whole Ukraine in 3 years, we will build it back.
Wow, I hope so. Oh my god, what is this? Что это значит?
It's covered with actual real gold.
За покриття заплатили 200.
Зачем?
200,000 euros to put it this layer of real gold.
Відповідь дуже проста. Вони не знають, що робити з бюджетними коштами.
Zачем you ask for why, right?
Yes.
Because they didn't know what to do with budget money, so they put it in gold.
Така багата країна, що вони не знають, куди дівати.
Was such a rich country, they didn't know what to do with money, they invested into
Oh my god.
В
It's
Україні
insane.
майже всі корисні купали.
So there's more extravagance. You're saying. He built his own church inside? Oh my gosh.
У нас оброблено бурштином, бурштин оброблений золотом, бурштин оброблений сріблом.
his own church. That's also made out of
Yes.
amber and some also paint with gold.
Wow, really?
Це ікона зроблена Івано-Франківську.
Oh my gosh.
Handmade in Ukraine, those pictures, those frames.
Yeah. And this is just for himself.
Для себя церковь, то есть, получается.
This is his own chapel.
Yep.
What a waste.
Він таким чином думав відкупитись від Бога, підкупити Бога.
He thought it's kind of braid to God. Yeah.
What does it say?
Це ті, хто на старослов'янській мові.
That's old Slavic language.
Wow.
Something about
Свят.
saying God something.
Wow.
Тільки Бога, Саваоф, так звали Бога, який карав.
Yeah.
Oh. God named Savaoth is it says here the holy God of Savaoth, but Savaoth, according to history, is the God who punished.
Wow. So if this God, what do you think this God would say to Yanukovych for stealing all this money?
Что ты думаешь, этот Бог сказал бы Януковичу за то, что он
Він його і покарав.
He already punished him.
Янукович в Росії він не вільний. Якщо він тут
He's
мав
not free in
свободу,
Russia. If he
то там
had
він...
freedom here, there he is almost in the prison.
Я називаю, якщо вийти за чекушкою чи за кефірчиком, треба спитати Володі, чи можна вийти за забор.
If he wants to go outside to get something to drink or something, he has to ask Volodya.
Is it okay?
Right?
А найбільший страх, що він боїться, що можуть постукати в двері і сказати, сьогодні п'ємо чай. А це буде, ну, не можна і пити чай, можна не пити, бо можуть його травити.
He afraid that he will get poisoned at some point. Almost.
Putin told you.
Putin as well.
So guys, if you're wondering what I spend all Ukraine's money on, it's not on roads, it's not on schools, it's not on infrastructure. It's on chandeliers like this. You know what this cost me? The entire state budget for 20 years. Children don't need to go to school, people don't need to ride on roads. This is what opulence is. This is what
I think they should put a picture of you next to Gaudi in the dictionary. The gaudiest man in history.
just when I thought there wouldn't be more. Oh my God. There's more, guys. How is this possible? Oh my God. How much more is there? Look at this.
The Gaudi and Taikin is just it just doesn't end.
Yeah, it gets worse. Like he showed us like in a good method because it's like it gets worse and worse and worse. We're like, what? What's you guys spending money on? So we are in the bathroom. Look at these. Look at this opulence, guys. And these are with real gold. Real gold. That's too much opulence.
Look at this. Look at that. It doesn't stop.
Everything.
Every single thing.
Every piece is like.
Every piece. It just look at the shower.
Let me check my hair a little bit.
Look at the shower.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
It's so big.
It's so ridiculous. The peacocks on the bottom of the shower.
Well, look at this closet. Like, this would already be a big closet, a huge closet. But then it extends to this side, which is even bigger.
He's got a lot of shoes.
Yeah. Huge room.
А то його спальня.
Oh, the bedroom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yanukovych.
Look how big. It's gigantic. Look here. He has this fake horse, a marble horse outside. Acres and acres, hundreds of acres of land.
Есть дом на территории этой резиденции, 630 квадратных метров, который принадлежит Януковичу, который я купил за собственные деньги, которые я задекларировал. Да, это моя
Вашу резиденцию платили за деревянную мебель 1,7 миллионов евро.
Значит, еще раз повторяю, что все остальное, что на этой территории, оно не принадлежит мне лично. И никогда не принадлежало.
Зоопарк?
А?
Зоопарк, который там страусы и все так далее.
Что
Кому?
плохого, что я поддерживал? Скажите.
Что вы поддерживали?
Что я поддерживал этих страусов. Что плохого в этом?
Вы поддерживали
Ну, они жили
страусы?
там, да.
Они просто жили
Они просто жили там.
на территории вашей
А
резиденции?
мне закрыть глаза и ходить, ничего не видеть?
Нет, ну,
Нет,
извините
ну, вы
меня, но
понимаете, когда
верить, что
живешь...
президент страны живет на территории с страусами, которые просто там ходят, это немножко невероятно.
Нет, они просто так там не ходили. Там отдельная совершенно территория.
Это была одна территория, я сам там был.
Нет, так, пожалуйста, одна территория, но у меня там 1,7 гектара территория.
Нет, ну, президент
моего
страны,
дома.
вы хотите сказать, что президент страны жил на территории чужого приватного зоопарка? Viktor Yanukovych says he hopes one day to return to Ukraine. He cannot understand why people blame him for the current conflict. He maintains he was the victim of a far-right coup. And from exile in Russia, his message to the world is, I told you so.
So, this is for his, was it his wife or his mistress?
Women.
Which is whatever, oh. Sleep with me, live in a mansion for free.
Also wardrobe here.
Of course. Same style. But look at this view.
За забором, за деревами Яценюка особняк.
There is also another Ukrainian politician house not far from here, so they actually all live close.
So, is it true that you can buy land here to build a house now?
Это правда, что можно сейчас купить землю и построить дом? Здесь в окрестностях? Да.
That's cool.
Around this territory you can.
So, Cynthia, you were saying that it's possible to buy one of the houses on this property. You want to live here?
It'd be a shame to live here, honestly.
Well, yeah. Well, this one's a bit over.
Yeah.
Just a bit over.
Щоб воно збереглося, це наша історія.
His goal to keep it as a part of our history.
Yeah.
Погана, хороша, але то
Bad,
історія.
good, but it is our history, it is our reality. That's where it leads us to.
Ну, що?
Has to keep it.
And never again, hopefully.
What is that?
This is Michael Jackson. I don't know, maybe.
Люба, полежай.
No, that's the woman he cheated with.
Better.
Wait.
She
So,
lived in the summer house of his.
so
This gets better.
his wife lived in the summer house, and he lived here with his mistress.
Yes.
And this is her room.
This lady.
The
That's
Michael
her
Jackson.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
This story is better and better. I love it.
Some random. This guy.
I'm amazing.
And this is Dan Leal saying that.
Yeah, this is me saying this guy's a gaudy, tacky lunatic. Imagine what you guys must be thinking.
Yeah. His mistress. Oh, yeah. This is so funny. This church, it is beautiful though. Wow.
There is a dam. Повітряна, протиповітряна безпека. Тут ніхто не літав. На воді ніхто не плавав.
Okay, they close it fully. So here is a dam, not far from here, and so the airspace, everything here was extremely protected, extremely closed.
Звідси і цей до Білорусі все мало бути закрито.
Here from this part, from this dam to Belarusian border, it's not really far, and everything they try to keep closed.
Таковий інструмент.
Oh,
The longest instrument.
in the
Вона
world.
передає сигнал до 3 кілометрів.
Wow.
Чути, до 10 кілометрів передає сигнал.
Up to 10 kilometers.
Wow.
Робиться тільки з тої смереки, з того дерева, в яке попала блискавка.
Only of the woods that the lightning. Like,
Обматується корою берези.
Oh, lightning bird wood. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. It sounds like an elephant. Like elephant.
Some person lived on this mountain, another person there. So they were able to communicate before we got
В
phones and
Україні
stuff.
в людей завжди було все своє. Постоли, одежа, в нас все
Ukrainian
своє
people
завжди було.
always had something made by their own. They have their own style of shoes. They had their own like instruments, shirts, connection, like phones.
Yeah.
Тому москаль завжди хотів, його злило, що в нас щось є, і тому не могли заволодіти і нищили.
Always want to come here and take over what Ukrainian made for themselves.
Росіяни не розуміють, що вільних людей не можна завоювати, захватити, перемогти.
Russians, they don't realize that you cannot take over free people when they're free inside.
А чому вони того не розуміють? Бо вони ніколи, та нація не була вільною.
And why they don't understand? Because this nation never been free by themselves ever in the history.
Russia.
Russia.
Slava Ukraine.
Героям слава!
It's also super expensive.
Of course it is.
Голубий мармур Бразилія.
Marble. Brazilian marble. Wow.
Метр необробленого голубого камня вартує більше 10 тисяч доларів.
1
Не оброблено.
1 meter of this undone, never. For sure,
Wow, just for the stairs. That's crazy.
$20,000. This.
Wow, just for this glass table.
This was his party table, John.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Oh my god.
$2 мільярда речимо ми віддали в музей.
They give away to the museum not less than $2 billion stuff.
2 billion. How much was the estimated cost of this entire place?
Тільки Янукович вкрав більше $100 мільярдів в Україні.
Only Yanukovych, without other people, approximately during the whole time he stole 100 billions.
$100 billion.
In the government.
Вартість коврика від 200 тисяч євро.
Від 200 euros for this carpet.
Just for this carpet?
26 квадратних метрів має коврик.
26.
Не менше 4 років він робиться.
It takes at least 4 years to make this carpet.
Wow. So this is the most opulent room for sure. But I don't know how many times I said that.
It doesn't match stuff. Why do you have crocodiles?
Wow.
База 19 століття сіли.
19th century, this vase. And
This is a real one.
yeah.
At least he didn't rip
No,
off.
that's, but they say they are just returning it back because they didn't know if they will hit this place with missiles or stuff. So
Okay.
Зараз вертаємо назад.
they return it all.
Рояль фірми Стенвей з копією автографа Джона Леннона.
Sceneways with John and Lennon autograph.
Wow, really?
Їх зроблено 25, це номер 2.
It's only 25 those set of pianos, yes, and it's numbered, so 25. This is the most detailed ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's made out of some nuts, trees especially.
Горіх дуже тверде дерево, дуже тяжко різати.
Very strong wood, very hard to do something out of this. So it's maybe also the most expensive.
Yeah, like everywhere you look,
Everywhere you look,
it's crazy.
yeah, it's just like you realize
It's crazy.
the excess. Just
Yeah.
There's so many chandeliers.
Yeah.
So many.
So this place, it kind of just blows my mind. So I want to say a couple things. First, like I've been here a few times, and I actually never bothered coming in here because from outside it didn't look that big for some reason.
It doesn't look that ridiculous.
Yeah, especially compared to like the grounds. And I was like, oh, I'll just look at the grounds. It's enough. But I can 100% say it's definitely worth taking a tour to come inside. It's like seeing this and like being near this like opulence. It's like it's ridiculous. And knowing like this is like what money was spent on. You know, this is, I mean, basically this is like the Palace of Versailles or something, right? Like you didn't think, you know, like you knew that like kings back in the day would spend money and like have slaves to build things like this. This isn't supposed to be happening in the 21st century, right? In 2008 even. The fact that people are still stealing money like this instead of having the well-being of their people, it's insane. Like imagine if, Obama, Trump, or Biden wasted hundreds of billions of dollars to build themselves a palace like this. We would be outraged. So it's a really good reminder of what Ukraine was like while they had a pro-Russian president that was, taking bribes and basically stealing money from the people. And this is why Ukraine wanted to change so bad and wanted democracy and freedom and to be more pro-EU, more pro-West, because they saw America, they saw, Germany, they saw the UK, and they're like, we want to be more like that. We want to be more democratic. So that's why it matters so much to Ukraine. And to think that in 2022, they were like this close to having Russia come attack Kiev and take over this place again and install another, pro-Russian president that would make these same deals and literally live in this house again. That's so crazy. This is why we need to stop this war ASAP and make sure that never happens again. By the way, if you guys want to know more information about this property, or you want to help, support these guys who keep it intact, keep it protected, and also just keep it preserved, I'll have all their links below. You can check them out. Дякую. Thank you so much for this tour. I really enjoyed it.
Дякую.
Can I ask him? What do you want to tell international visitors when they come to Ukraine about this place?
Що ви хочете сказати міжнародним про це місце?
Так, не тільки сюди, хай приїжджають в Україну. Україна вся дуже багата.
Visit not only this place, visit the whole Ukraine. It's a beautiful country, it's a big country, you can find everything you want in this country.
І таким чином, якщо вони будуть приїжджати, вони зможуть привезти трошечки коштів як туристи і теж нам допомогти.
Come here just as a tourist. You can also bring money and it's also help our country. Every penny counts.
Okay.
Ми вкусно готуємо.
We cook very tasty food.
Дуже
We were friendly.
приємні, гостеприємні, тому
Everybody is always welcome.
ми всі, весь світ запрошуємо до нас.
We invite the whole world to us.
Дякую.
Дякую.
From outside, it looks like, like a normal big house. It doesn't look like a mega mansion filled with billions of dollars.
Beverly Hills /
Yeah. Yeah, from outside, it really doesn't look that big. All right, so big thank you to everyone who showed us around today and gave us access to the house and the property. I'm really, really excited to have seen it. It's a big reminder of why we should come to Ukraine and support, especially when this war finally ends. So I would say the kind of two big things we want to keep in mind is, one, let's try to help stop this war any way possible, whether that's thanking and begging our governments to keep supporting Ukraine with defense weapons, anti-missile attacks, anti-aircraft, because this place could have fallen. Like, if it wasn't for the brave soldiers of keeping this place protected, this place literally would have been the new instilled president's office, whoever that might have been, whether it would have been Yanukovych or whether that would have been another, one of Putin's friends. And, as my friend Vlad said earlier, we don't know exactly what the plans were. Obviously, that's all in Putin's mind and that's all confidential. But we do know that one of the plans was to take Ukraine and take Kiev, the capital, within 3 days and instill their own guys. So glad that didn't happen. So proud of everybody who's helped support and chip in. And if you want to chip in, if you want to support, I'll have all the links where you can donate below. You can also donate to Help Ukraine, which is their foundation, where they spread out all the money to things like this. So territory like defense, but also of the upkeep of places like this, because obviously right now there's no tourists, so it costs money to maintain. But more importantly, not to fall in the wrong hands. But definitely book the tour in advance if you do come, and also give yourself a whole long day to even just check out the grounds, because it is huge. Roman, thank you so much for today, but also for you and your battalion defending this place and keeping it safe.
Каждый на своих фронтах.
Everyone has his own fight.
Yeah. And right now, Ukraine's fighting Russia, so let's support.
Я тебе скажу, вот непонятно, вот многие же, да, вот даже у нас внутри страны, вот, думают, что кто-то обязан делать.
He doesn't like about Ukrainian mentality that everybody thinks that someone has to do more. Like, I will do my minimum, but someone has to resolve something. Someone has to work on the Ukrainian economy. Someone has to work on Ukrainian being like growing, developing. He wants it to grow, to develop.
Well, I'm glad that Ukraine has men like you.
Я тоже благодарю эту землю, что она дает здравый рассудок мне и оставаться здесь
He also very thankful to this country, to this land, to everything, right? Because everything he has, it's also everything
Я
given by
понимаю,
this
что
country. This
если такие пацаны, как я, да, уедут отсюда, ну, кто здесь останется?
is like I just shocked thinking if people like me will leave this country, what's next? Who will stay here? What will be with this country later?
Украина будет просто уничтожена, ее не будет.
Ukraine will be destroyed just
Разве что, может
because
быть,
of
на
the fact
картах,
that
но в истории
those
так точно.
people are gone.
Sometimes like these people have to take matters in their own hands or nothing will happen.
They have also helped Ukraine, help not only civilians, that they can use this money to help other people. They help, for example, this national park. It's extremely big amount of money needed to just keep this territory in good condition. So help Ukraine. They have foundation also for Mezhyhirya, for this national park. They have foundation volunteer, and everyone can donate and help from different perspective, like keep parks, help civilian, help military.
All right. We'll have all the links below. Спасибо большое, дякую.
От. І вам дякую за те, що приїжджаєте та допомагаєте.
Thank you for coming here and helping too.
Це буде Україна.
Everything will be Ukraine.
Everything will be Ukraine. All right. So, everything will be Ukraine.
Я уже говорил неоднократно, то есть мое подсознание, то есть, ну, просто
So he's shocked
низкий поклон.
he's shocked by the support of other countries, nations. He's still shocked that Cynthia came here to help and develop and this country back.
From the Netherlands, yeah.
Yeah, from the Netherlands. And the help that you provide, guys, just by coming here, just by being here, just by simple supportive words, it's very important for all of us. He, as a guy who was in the middle of war, you know, when they had some operation to do something, right? They did something, they came back to Kiev and it's empty. And he says, I felt like everybody just left me by myself. And it's terrible when you come back to the city and it's empty, there's no one around.
What do you want to say to everybody who left, both the Ukrainians but also everyone else?
Что ты сказал всем тем людям, которые...
Откровенно, где-то отчасти, ну, досадно, где-то и даже стыдно, да, потому что я всегда говорил, если покидать...
It is shameful because
ну, вы знаете, я вам скажу, что это такая вот, наверное, это где-то должно было произойти, это круто.
He says that
Получилось,
it's meant
как
to be like
получилось.
this. Basically, rats are escaped, and those who can actually, this type of people like me and Cynthia, this country will be given in our hands, and those people will know what to do with this country, how to build it back, how to develop it. That's what he said. It's not me.
It's a new Ukraine.
That's новая Украина будет, правильно?
Да, я в это верю, что
Believe in this.
она уже возрождается с этими ребятами.
This country is already resurrecting slowly.
Да.
With such people like all of us.